Hi. Hello there, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello there, Miss Roxanne. Roxanne. My spiritual baddie, Jen. Welcome in, everybody. Susan! Yeah, lady. I'm just having some strawberries with some peanut butter. Getting my protein in today, guys. Chachi. I love my girls so much. We are on tonight. Yes, they are delicious. So I love strawberries, and having peanut butter on them just gives you that little pop of filament, some protein. This way I don't want to do snacks. Things are rubbing me tonight. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about body shaming. Body Shaming, the workshop is Saturday at 11:30 at Brassy Buddha in downtown Westfield. The link is in my bio to buy your tickets. I washed my hair for you guys tonight because, you know, that ratchet hot yoga hair from last night was shite. But, yeah, if you cannot make it, can you please go vote on my story that I put up today as to why? This way I can help accommodate you guys a little bit better for next time. Also, it'll help me know what to do, what we could do with this moving forward if you still want to be a part of a little more deep, intensive body shaming work. So, go vote. Vote, vote, vote. We're in voting year, right? Go fucking vote. I'm wild tonight, guys, because people are going like this, and they don't know who the fuck they're doing that to, and let it go. That's what I teach you, right? Let it go. Take that breath. Take that lion's breath. So, body shaming. Krystal is going to be my guest tonight, and we are going to talk about different things. Last night, Leanne was on. If you haven't followed her yet, Watch Us Thrive podcast. Go follow her. Tonight, I have Krystal. Krystal Clear Action is her business. And guys, you need to go follow her. And she has so much knowledge on her page for you. Also, I can't wait to hire her for my business. But I love her. I love her smile. I love her energy. She has the best smile. Wait till she comes on. You're going to love it. And you have 3 journal questions from last night. So go back and watch the video again if you didn't get to write them down and dive deep into them. You will have different ones tonight because last night I asked about what was the earliest memory of when you remember, because there may still be some suppression there, of when you experience body shaming. And tonight with Krystal, I will ask her one question regarding her past so that we know where she's coming from, but there's something else we're going to talk about that's going to bring us to current day so that we can, I just know it's really going to help us all. I just know it. So it's about, and it's going to be focused around like this, like showing up here on the socials and why we don't do it. And why we have thoughts about ourselves, and why we, anyways. So, take a breath with me, everybody. Ready? Take a deep breath in through your nose, but pull it through the back of your face so that you feel your belly expand. You're growing the full moon within your belly. When you get it full, hold it at the top. Hold it till you can't hold it anymore. And then slowly open up your mouth and slow and controlled exhale it out. This is a very oratory breath. It'll sound like this when you breathe in. And then it'll sound like this when you breathe out. So take those breaths with me right now. I never like to talk people through breath because everybody has a different breath cycle. And the breath is about releasing so that the nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system can start to relax. And I feel that sometimes if you've ever been in a yoga class or meditate, let's try that again. A yoga class or a meditation that you may feel a little nervous or antsy when somebody is telling you to breathe in and then breathe out, but you're still breathing in and you're not breathing out at that time, and then everybody else is breathing in and you're still breathing. I know because I have a long breath cycle because I've been incorporating my breath. Like, it's now natural for me to breathe in that deep breath all day long, to let it go, to settle my nervous system. So if you do incorporate that breath into your life, what you're doing is you're regulating your nervous system all day long so you don't get sensory overload, so that you don't build that stress up, so that you're not heightened, so that if somebody just does one little thing and says one, they could say like hi and you'd be like, ah! Like, use your breath, because there's no reason why anybody should be that triggered, but we're that triggered because we're overstimulated, right? I'm not even talking about body shaming, but this is part of it. Because there are things that are said to us. There are things that have been said to us our whole life. There are things that have been embedded in us that we take on. As soon as we hear it from people, we take it in and we hold on to it. Why? I don't know. But somebody could say one thing, like we said last night, like, Leanne had mentioned, a boy said that she had frog eyes, right? And then we just think automatically, like, we don't like our eyes when we have beautiful eyes. All of us have beautiful eyes, And it's things like that. It's just, somebody could just say one thing and you are thinking that for the rest of your damn life. And that's dumb, point blank. And if you know my style is I'm honest and I'm blunt, and there doesn't need to be any sugarcoating anymore at this point in life, and especially what we're living through, we don't need to fluff it, okay? I've got enough fluffy, we don't need to fluff it. So, take your breaths, settle yourself, because you will notice that your brain will function more clear. Your body will not be exhausted because it's in overdrive. And, oh, Krystal just cut for her. Sorry, guys. And, that's what it's about. Krystal's about to pop in. And we're going to talk about body shaming. So, go vote in the story about why you're not going. We'll do something else with it again, maybe next month. I got to wait and see what the download says, what we're going to do. But also, vote so that I know how it helps you guys, because it's about you guys. It's not just like, otherwise I could just do it here in my house alone, like I've been doing my healing for 9 years, doing it by myself. No, I have to do my service now. I get in trouble with my spirit team and God if I don't do this anymore. Like, I have to do this or I'm going to be put in the naughty corner. I'm always in the naughty corner. So, yeah. You guys are quiet. You're not even commenting or talking to me. I'm just sitting here talking to myself. And waiting for Krystal. So, yeah. Can anybody tell Krystal to scooch in? I sent her a message, but anybody who knows Krystal, go put something in the chat, ladies, if she didn't see me in the group. So, I love it, Jen. I love that you're journaling. Look, the best thing I did last year, the best thing I did, thank you, Jen. The best thing I did this year, guys, was I switched my planner to a daily planner. A daily. Why? Because I have this whole thing for the scheduling, these pieces, these extra little questions that help me go deeper, and then a whole piece that I write every day. So it helps me to check in with me every day. I'm bringing Krystal in. She's coming. She's coming. The anticipation. She's coming. I accepted it there. She's here.
Okay.
Hi.
You know that I was
Girl,
sitting
for
here
11
looking,
minutes, I'm about
and
to talk to
literally
myself.
someone had to send it to my DM because I did not even see it come up.
Yeah, that's okay. So I already prepped them. I told them that they're just gonna love you, and that's it. See, guys, look, you see that smile? That's my favorite thing about Krystal. That smile. I feel so good when I just see Krystal smile. So, welcome, meet Krystal. Krystal, just give a brief intro. I told them your business name, Krystal Clear Action. Just give, and told them that I'm going to hire you, but just give them a brief intro about what your company does, because I didn't want to botch that.
Okay, awesome. First, can you hear me clearly?
I could hear you clearly. Maybe there's a little delay.
Okay, perfect. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I am Krystal of Krystal Clear Action, your favorite OBD with OCD, which is an online business director who is obsessed with details and organization. And I work with coaches and consultants who are looking to streamline their operations so they can be visionary leaders and, true CEOs of their business. Because as a CEO, you got to focus on income production, professional development, and relationship building. That is where your time should be spent, not in the day-to-day.
Guys, do you see? This is why. Like, if I have Krystal in my life, everything is soft. Like, that's it. Like, I know that. And I feel that so strongly. I cannot wait. Because exactly what's bogging me down and I'm having more stress about is what you have to do. So, here. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, let's get into the body shaming. So, last night I focused more and had our questions for everybody regarding the past. I do just want to ask so that we know where you're coming from is in your culture and when you grew up in your house, what did you feel and experience you had with body shaming, and do you recall your earliest memory and how old were you in your earliest memory of body shaming?
Okay, so as a Latina, right, growing up in a Puerto Rican household, it was to have a big butt and hips, which I was blessed with, thankfully. And then it so happened to be that unfortunately I wasn't blessed with the big boobs. I have like the little boobs and the big butt. Um, so I've had this body since fifth grade, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But really, my first memories, I was very chubby when I was little. And
Mm.
then I was honestly like slender up until I want to say I got older. And so my real memories fit where grandma is like, mira, te está poniendo gorda, te está poniendo gorda, watch it, te tiene que poner la línea, which in English for anyone that doesn't speak Spanish is like, hey, you're getting fat. You need to like get in shape.
So it was
And yeah, but
mama.
she didn't mean it that way.
I
I
know,
get it.
but they don't
Yeah.
eat it, but they, it's like they don't understand the effects of what it has on us,
Yep. Yep. And I
Yeah.
was able to slim down um again after that. But now I'm like I at my biggest, and now I have her voice in my head. Like if she was just unfortunately she passed away, and I feel like if she should see me now, she'd be like, "Oh my God, ¿qué te pasó? Like what happened to you?" Is how I'm feeling.
Oh. Oh, so you're still working through this, which your grandma was, the you say her voice is in her head. Like you're still working through this because you still hear that now as an adult about your size and how you feel about yourself.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah. What are you doing to, try and heal that and correct that? What do you do for yourself?
Okay. so this is very recent. I will be very honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say this is very recent as of like thanks to Yossi and Jen, right, in the Fierce Femme Academy and the Spiritual Body Boot Camp, um,
Mm-hmm. Our girl.
where we have, yes, where we've been doing like mirror work. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have been attempting to just love myself and my body
Good.
more because when I looked in the mirror, or still look in the mirror, I gotta be very honest with you, like, I was blessed with a big butt, but now my butt has holes in it. Yes,
Oh, girl.
yes, girl, the cellulitis has kicked in at this age, lack of exercise, so it's not the same. And I'm like, oh my God, like the cottage cheese has arrived. And
I know. I have
and
that.
yeah, yes, and it just is different. It's different than the body that I remember, um, and the
That's
body that I used to love so
not
much.
that we know what we, used to look like. We remember like a certain time when we felt really good, and we can see that we look at those pictures and we're like, oh, but this is who we are now. So we have to learn how to accept this body now. We can change it, but we're not going to be able to change it if we cannot fully just be here to accept what this body is right now, right?
Yes,
Because
and in my head, I look like that until I go look in the mirror, and
I
then the mirror, I'm like, what? Like seriously?
Yeah, so that's part of what people categorize under the body dysmorphia. What you think you look like versus what you actually see. Yes. So, it really is interesting because I too just recently, like I think it was December, that I really started to feel the shift. Like I was working on it a few months before, but where I was avoiding the mirror, and I said it last night too. I have the mirror, the big mirror, but I was avoiding it. It's amazing how I like just would not stop, look, but had to consciously stop, look, and be like, okay, I do love you and I appreciate you, because what people don't understand, and a good book to get into, is The Body Keeps the Score. Okay. And the body is there actually helping you through the healing. And so if it gets bigger because of food, because of protection, which a lot we don't understand why when we're a little bit bigger, it's about that protection,
Hmm.
right? From the hurt, from wanting to put the wall up to people. So yes, that book, The Body Keeps the Score. I have it. It's just all the way over there. Maybe I'll get up at the end and I'll run and get it. That we have to stop and say, and like I was saying last night, I talk to each piece of my body and say thank you. Like I had a baby, but I had a baby 21 years ago. So when I hear moms go, oh, I still have the baby, if I go, me too. It's been around for 21 years. I go, but I look at my belly and I go, I love you because you carried a baby. Thank you for that. That was amazing. Like you went through a lot for 9 months, And so I started to talk to her this way and to say those things so that I can be more one with her and accept her and say, I know this is the way we look now. I know that I also played a role in that. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for abusing you in a way, right? And so that's how I've been working on that. And I started to then stop and look in the mirror and be like, okay, I love you. Okay, I love you. Like,
Hmm.
and do that. So Tia goes, beautiful natural bodies embody nature, and nature has curves, crevices, holes, rivers, and patterns. It's all beautiful. You're so beautiful. Oh,
That
Tia.
is a
That
beautiful
is,
comment, right?
I
The
know
way that
that's a
that's put.
beautiful way to put it. It is a beautiful way to put it. Yes, that book has heavy stuff, Jen. I didn't get through the whole thing yet because I do know the main concept of it, but I am going to deep dive into it so I can have it for people for content. But yeah, so that's that. But you just recently went through something that I think can help a lot of people here tonight, especially a lot of us who are trying to show up and our business services to help other women, right? And showing up on the social media. And I have to tell you, when I saw your story and saw your videos and saw you posting about it, I was like, Krystal is amazing. Because I was thinking, I
Thank you.
don't know if I would have taken a picture and put it up and made a video and shown myself. And you were talking about how uncomfortable you were, and you were talking. And so I just want to tell you, because I didn't get a chance to tell you, that that was so incredibly beautiful and
Thank you.
inspiring. And it allowed me to go back to me again and look in the mirror and go, there's no reason why, if you were in that position, you couldn't have shown up for the people too, because Krystal did it, right? And that's why we do
Thank you.
this, to inspire and to show people, like, hey, I could do it, you could do it, because you are me and I am you. We are one, right?
Yeah.
So, like, tell me though, how did you feel about it? And you recorded it, but before you press post, like, what was going? What was going?
After
You
that Friday, the neurologist, and I did my vertigo test, and the lady comes out. I was like, "Oh, you have to see me too." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "Oh, you're gonna take this. We're gonna set you up for the weekend." And I'm like, "Set me up with what?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put these I don't know what they're called,
yeah,
electromagnetic I don't, wires in your head to these pads, and you're gonna stay with it and then come back on Monday. This is Friday." And I did not know that this was gonna be happening. So
and
I
what
was like,
was her feeling when, like, after she said that, before she was going to come back and put the things on, like, what was going through your head when she left you in the room alone after that?
I was thinking, okay, oh my God, like, well, I didn't know what it looked like yet, right?
Okay.
I just knew that she was gonna be putting in my hat. I didn't know what it was gonna turn into. I was just like, I have to do what is best for my health. So yes, if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. So then she's working on it, and I'm realizing like it's all the way over here. It's in my head. It's on my chest. It was here. I don't know if you can see, but it was like also on my chest. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna put again. I don't see. There's no mirror in the room, right? She's like, okay, I'm gonna wrap it in gauze. I'm gonna put this little cap on you. And she's like, here's the machine. Here's the bag. You gotta change the batteries at 12 o'clock each day. Don't take it off. Don't
Yeah.
get it wet. Only wet yourself below like your chest. And I'm just like, okay, 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 okay. And then I took my phone to look at myself, and I said, oh my God, I'm a cone head. Who
I know,
remembers?
when you said that, I was like, immediately the movie, immediately the SNL skit. I was just like,
Yes.
oh my God.
Who remembers that movie Conehead? If you remember the movie
Yeah.
Conehead, drop an emoji in the comments because
Yeah.
that is what I
Yes.
felt
Tell us that
like. And
movie code has.
this is all I could see in my face. Like that was it, and just a bunch of whites. If you go to my stories, you can see it right now. So thankfully I had a hat. Um, I went, I took a cab, and I was not prepped. I took a cab home. I looked in the mirror, and my birthday was Tuesday,
Right.
and I was gonna be celebrating that weekend. I was gonna go, and I
Uh,
was doing my birthday countdown, and I was like, no, like I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm not going outside like this. Um, and then I told myself, okay, like listen, my social media page is very active. Like my page is about like real and raw and like the journey and things like that. It's not, running a business is not easy. So I like to share. So I was
right.
like, okay, I'm going to go on and I'm going to talk about what this is like. So one, I felt very uncomfortable. I felt
Mm-hmm.
ugly. I couldn't see my hair. I didn't realize how much my hair was a part of me. And then it just made me very sympathetic um, to people that have to carry like maybe like oxygen machines or other machines with
Right.
them full time. I only had to do it for a weekend. So
Right.
imagining how that must feel for longer term. Or I remember my grandmother had a colonoscopy bag, which is
Mm-hmm.
the bag on your
Mm-hmm.
intestines, and how she would like feel bad going outside and she'd be afraid of accidents. And it just gave me a lot more sympathy. Then not being able to see my hair, I just thought of all of the people that either have like alopecia or have to go through
Mm-hmm.
like radiation and things like that. So I'm like, listen, girl, you better be thankful, you better be grateful, and just, like show up and let people know like what this feels like. And even though it's temporary, sleeping with it honestly was a bitch
Yeah.
because I had the wires like all the way in the back. But I told myself I still got to show up. I still got to show up because if that's what I'm preaching on my page about being authentic
Right.
and being real, like I have to do this. And so the doctor also said like light activity, super light activity. So Saturday I relaxed, and then Sunday I was like, I'm gonna go outside. I decided that Sunday I was gonna go outside. I was not gonna be home hiding all weekend. Um, so I actually like put a little bit of makeup on, took myself outside, and then Monday I was just so happy to get it removed.
So tell me about the feelings. What feelings came up that you were really like dealing with and carrying though? Like which ones specifically like rang like the top three?
So just feeling, I mean, okay, so we're on this self-love journey,
Yes.
right? And so, we got to tell ourselves, I love you, you're beautiful, right? But then then I looked in the mirror and I was like, okay, like I'm so, I'm supposed to say, I know what I'm supposed to say.
Correct. So that's why I'm asking what was really going through your head.
I felt not like myself.
So
Um,
self how? What did you actually say to yourself? What was the actual thought?
I was like, I said, you know, you're cute, right? But
Tell me
not
the
this, this,
truth. What was the
this.
actual thought?
I was like, no, like this is not you. I can't see myself. Like you
Did you
just
call
look.
yourself ugly?
I know I hate to say it out loud.
You did. I
I know, but
know
that's
because
not
I
nice.
feel it.
That's not nice.
I know
Yeah.
it's not, but this is what we're doing. We have to unpack it.
Yes.
And that's this is the point. This is the part. This is why I didn't. I know you were trying to beat around the bush, and that's what I do. I keep going. I keep poking because until we get to that piece, we can't move forward. We can't heal it. We have to get to the real raw spot and go, it's okay that we feel this way.
Yeah, and then I felt like my double chin was like super highlighted because I had no hair. So I was like, you just really see just
Different
everything in my face. Just like all the focus is right here. Like the
right.
dark circles, the little bump on the nose, the double chin, like all the focus is
So you were
here.
picking apart. Was grandma's voice in your head, or are these do these come from other things from the past?
These, I mean, part of it, but then like sometimes sometimes your friends mean well. They really do mean well. I know they do. But sometimes it's like you gotta watch out. You're gonna have a papa face, and then those things stay with you, obviously.
I feel that friends mean well, but when they say things that shouldn't be said, they don't mean well. And that's the truth. That's the harsh truth of it. And we have to look at that and say, you know, do we, how we keep people in our life? Because if it's a repetitive thing, we can't keep people like that in our life because there should only be people around you who tell you how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how thoughtful you are, how supportive you are, all the things, because in the end, the outside doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean a damn thing. That smile on your face is only as big and as amazing because of the energy inside you that comes up and out,
Yes.
right? And so
Yes.
these are all the things that we have to look to. And it's okay, by the way, and for everybody out there, you're not really doing the work if you're going to bypass the real deep thing. It doesn't matter that we know we shouldn't. Oh, we're not supposed to say that. Oh, we're not supposed to put that out loud. Oh, no. We have to admit it. First you admit it. See, it's about admitting it. You don't stay in it. If you stay in, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, that's different. But we're just going to admit it. We're going to say, yes, I think I look ugly right now. And then we're going to go and we're going to now fill ourselves up with love. And we're going to go through the affirmations and tell ourselves beautiful, loving things, right? So that's the root of that. I do have to tell you, I have a little story. I have a friend, and it was right before COVID, and she was diagnosed with cancer. And so she wasn't losing her hair, but she shaved her head. And she's beautiful, and she shaved her head. And we went down to the beach, and I was so shocked at how she got whistled at and looked at and they were, guess what they were saying? I love me a bald head. You're so gorgeous with your bald head. And I was like, I said, girl, is that, she goes, I just looked into this and that is a thing. People have a thing about bald. And I was like, okay. And,
All
and that's
right.
the first thing I thought about when I saw you with, going through your experience and stuff. And I was just like, she doesn't, I want to tell her this so bad. She doesn't even know that there are people out there who would look at her and be like, oh my God, that is so freaking gorgeous, And, I think we all learned from 2007 Britney that
Oh,
you can
yes,
shave your
girl.
head.
Oh, girl. Well, let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. How do you deal with like photos, right? Because obviously in your head you think you look one way, and then you see pictures sometimes, and you're just, how do you deal with seeing pictures that just don't reflect how you want them to reflect?
So what I do is a bunch of pictures are taken. I look at them and I'm just like, I mean, that's you, who you show up as. I may be like, delete, but like, I also look at me and I go, but that's who I am. And you know what I've been doing lately too on my TikTok?
What?
When you choose the picture, oh, you could do it here on Reels too. And you get to choose the picture for the thumbnail. I've been choosing weird faces from the because videos are the worst. Like you can get still images and your mouth is like, like, and so I've been choosing the weird ones lately, honestly, and for a reason, to just be like, you know what? It's just me. It's
Yes.
just me in all the faces in right now. Like, I had went to do an evaluation of a class. I showered before. I've got nothing on but the, my face stuff that I make, and that's it. And even last night I was literally to the minute after leaving hot yoga. My hair was a hot mess. And, that was that. And I was on here with Leanne, and I just, again, you come to a place from constantly doing the work where you're accepting all the pieces of you. Now, I did a lot of deep, deep trauma work to the roots of things, and now I integrate.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't have I don't have grandma's voice in my head anymore, so to speak, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have those things. I don't carry them anymore because I've let it go, because I've worked through it. That's why my specialty is letting it go,
Yeah.
letting the shit go, right? Because I realize I do, a lot of people have difficulty doing that, but I really have learned the skill and the art of letting go. That's my service to people. Specifically, I must be out there guiding people on how to really let the shit go, right? And that's why I'm doing these things now. So it's just, you come to the place of acceptance, but you got to keep doing the work. You got to, and you got to do the work with, like I said before, if you had the thought and was like, you look ugly, and you said, Krystal, you look ugly, then you got to sit there with that pen and you got to go, right now, I just really feel like I look ugly. Right now, I just really, if that's all you freaking write, then that's fine. And there is a piece I tell everybody, when it comes to the family specifically, that are the
Yes.
ones that left the imprint on us,
Mm-hmm.
we can love them all we want, but we can also, while we're healing, be very mad at them.
Yeah.
I know the deep breath in to take in, but it is part of the healing journey. It doesn't mean we don't love them, but we can be mad at them while we're healing that piece because you love me, you're my grandma, I come to you looking for nurture, for that feminine love. And at the same time, I also feel violated and I feel angry and I feel disrespected because you nitpick and you constantly are telling me about how I look and how I look, and don't you love me for who I am on the inside, right? And you can come to that point, and it doesn't mean you don't love the person, right? And it doesn't mean that but it's a point into healing because it's not you now. It's you at whether it was 5 or 7 or 12 or 15. It's those versions of you that you're working on that have to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have to allow them to speak to you. And I have to tell you specifically, the teen is very angsty and angry. The teen wants to curse everybody off and cut everybody. Like, if you allow your teen to talk to you, you're gonna come to a realization of like, okay, damn, I've literally, my team was like, can we run everybody over right now? And I'm like, girl, calm down. We're in a rental car right now. We don't need this problem. Like, you need to, we're working. I'm hearing you, but the resolution is not to run everybody off the street. Okay. So, but it's I allowed her to speak. I allowed her to express that, right?
Yeah.
I allowed her to be in that rage, be angry. And then I said, I love you. And we're okay now, right? Like, I know we were hurt, but we're okay now. We're doing okay. We feel good. We have poured back into ourselves, right? So those are those secret healing things that I work on, that I guide you through, that I hold your hand with, that we allow to come up and out so that we can let it go. Because then you can fully look at yourself in the mirror, whether you have a bald head or not. And
Yeah.
you don't have the thought of I'm ugly. You just go, like I said, like mostly that's why you always see me laughing or hear me laughing or see my, because I'm just like, okay, Danielle, like it doesn't, because I've also learned that no matter if somebody on the other side of this is looking at this and is like, oh my God, she is, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Take me as I am or not at all.
exactly. And also you don't pay my bills.
Ain't that the truth?
That's
Ain't
the
that the
statement
truth?
that I always go, that I've been saying for 9 years. Like, you don't pay my bills, I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's also like, but if somebody's thinking that or saying that, then it's something within them. It's not me, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the part of it. And then there's the other part of, why are we holding on to and worried about too much of what other people are thinking about us? Why
Yes.
are we outputting all of that energy when you could just take that energy and pour it back into you, pour the love back into you, you know? And so
Yes.
those things that I direct and guide on and how to work through the healing process.
And that's good because that's addressing the external and the internal, because I also find like when you're doing that internal, is like, yeah, but I do pay my bills. You know, when it's you who's knocking yourself down, like it's just horrible that like we tend to be our worst critics and our worst enemy. It's just really
It
unfortunate.
right, right, because we take it out on ourselves because we think that we're always the blame, like we were maybe blamed too much in our childhood, right? Like, and so we take it out on ourselves. But you know, there's this piece of when we talk about that self-love, that once you start to cultivate this, you start to see and feel the difference of how you're feeling, that you use that for the fuel of to do more, to realize that, oh my goodness, how come like I could have like loved myself years ago like this, you know, like
Sooner,
he
right?
wasn't
Yeah.
that's why when I see videos of the moms now and they're teaching their kids before they go off to school, you know, and they run through their affirmations, I am smart, I am strong, I am beautiful,
Yeah.
my mom and my dad love me. I'm like, oh my God, I love that. Also, I didn't know this when my daughter was young, so I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was like, no, that was not happening when we were
Yeah,
younger.
yeah.
We weren't taught
So it,
that.
yeah. So it's, you know, it's about that. Some people will shy away because, like I said, when you have those, it's the relatives, and you're taught that you can't be mad at them and you can't, you know, have those emotions towards them, but
Right.
you can.
Because it comes from a place of love. So you got,
Right. Exactly. And you can, you know, um again, it's easier, I feel it's easier for me because I had a covert narcissistic mother. So like she did things intentionally to hurt me. And when you have that, you know, there's very few people then in the world that really can hurt you or that I care like you what you trust me, I'm not mad. Like you can't hurt me.
yeah.
Like what you just said doesn't really affect me. You know what I mean? Because like I had somebody who's supposed to love you who intentionally was doing things to hurt me, right? You know, so like
Yeah.
so I had this a little bit tougher like thing, but I feel it also helped fuel the healing
Yeah.
behind where it's a little bit easier for me to not take in what other people say. But even though because of that, I do have to tell you, it still was difficult for me to show up on social media like I show up now. I still, for some reason, had this thing about, yeah, but I don't, to go, like, I just wasn't doing the video. And I was just like, what is that? What is that? And the piece of it, it's got nothing to do with anybody. It was about, for me,
Yeah.
it was about really saying, are you've done all this work, are you going to show up for you, right? And so that's
Yes.
people, you know, have to ask themselves. So let me give everybody some journal questions. So
Yes.
your journal questions, let's do, because we had the deeper inner ones last night, let's do the ones about now. And for anybody who is looking to show up for their business on social media, I want you to ask yourself, what is the real reason why I'm not showing up for me? So what is the real reason why I'm not showing up for me on social media? And if it still comes down to because I think I look this way, I think that, I think, you know, what other people say, that's okay. Put it all down. Put it all down there. We just got to track backwards and find out, okay, well, where did that start? What is that? Okay. Also, what if you did show up for you and you did look at yourself and think that, you know, I'm a bad bitch? How would your life change?
Yeah. hmm
Right?
And you're busy. Yeah. How would your life? How would your business? How would all that
Yep.
reflect?
Yes. Because that's the part of it. You're holding on to all that other stuff out there, but you're like, it's blocking you, it's hindering you from moving forward and stepping into your true essence, your true business, you know? And
Yeah.
again, that was my thing. I was like, well, like, I gotta do this for the people. I gotta talk to them. I gotta tell them these things. You know, this is my first time doing the lives this week, and so the last piece of showing up and doing the videos is being like, Danielle, you gotta do lives, and I've like held back, like, you know, I haven't done the live yet, and I was just like, you know what, I if I'm gonna help the people, I gotta show up for the
That's
people.
right.
So
And you've been doing it. You have. You've been
yeah,
pushing yourself.
and that's it. That's why, because I'm just like, listen, if they can't make it on Saturday, I understand other commitments, the timing, the distance, whatever it is. Go vote in the stories. Tell me why. Then use these lives as I give you the details as you work through hearing stories, because I'm a true believer that when you tell your story, you help heal yourself more and you help heal others, because it's not the same exact story, but we all technically go through the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's my belief in the storytelling. And let's do one more question. The last one will be,
Well, wait, can I say
yeah.
one thing that you sparked when you were saying that is I had a coach tell me before, and it applies to you that you keep showing up. What she said was there are people out there that need to hear what you have to say, what you have to share, right? And by you not sharing it, you're actually doing a disservice by not showing up. And for me, I'm like a service-based person. I'm like outer person driven. So when she said that, I was like, oh my God, like I don't want to not be showing up and then somebody misses out on, like, I don't want to be selfish where I
Mm.
could be sharing and showing up and instead I want to like hide behind all my reasons when there's someone out there just like me that needs to hear that's also hiding behind their reasons that just needs like that person to show up. And so that's what you're reminding me of by like you really pushing yourself out there so that the people can hear what you have to say and you like reach that person who's like, oh my God, like look at her. I can do it too.
So, two things. Right before you got on the live, I told the people about
You
that.
did? Ah!
I did because I told them why, I'm jumping on here and doing all the things now. And it's because I've been yelled at and put in a naughty corner from God put me in a naughty corner. My spirit team is mad and I have to show up and provide the service and the healing for everybody. Also, I recently went back to Jim Rohn's stuff, which I love old school Jim Rohn. His voice just is so different and so weird and he's funny. And I wrote this down because he's a big believer too. And he goes, everybody wins when everybody shares. And he was specific, even though he was specifically talking
Yes.
about when you educate yourself on things in a certain topic and knowledge, that you have to go out and share that knowledge, right? But also it's the same thing as this. And also so I'm Reiki certified, it is taught in Reiki about how you're supposed to share it. Because think about it, if the first person who received the Reiki, if they didn't share it, then Reiki would end. Like nobody would know about Reiki today.
Yep.
But it kept being shared and shared and shared.
Yeah.
And that's why I still have it, right? Like same thing with herbs. Like I work with herbs. If
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to work with herbs if herbs weren't shared before, not
Yes.
just through my family. That's not like they taught me, but through other people, because I found the things on the social platforms and everything, right? Like, so it is number one, sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Okay. Be a good share bear. I love the Care Bears. I grew up on the Care Bears. And yeah, that's what we're meant to do. And that's what we want to do. So if anybody resonates with any of this, thank you for showing up for you on here. Thank you for listening to us. Reach out to any of us. If anybody needs services from Krystal, you can find her again. Go follow her, Krystal Clear Action. Also, you know how to follow me. If you don't, because you came from Krystal, I am Danielle Anchor Your Soul. My business is Anchor Your Soul. I am a spiritual life and business coach that specializes in the skill of letting shit go. Okay? You can go to the link in my bio. You can sign up for my newsletter. My newsletter is called Toilet Talk. And I just launched it today. And because my whole thing is letting the shit go, but I gotta tell everybody, because I gotta launch my newsletter, that Toilet Talk was actually created with my daughter. She was younger and she would be on the toilet and we would be in the bathroom and I would take I don't have it. I would take the hairbrush and I would go and I would sit on the edge of the toilet and I would go, "Hi, welcome to Toilet Talk with me." And she would go, "Gianna." And I would go, "What do we have today? How was our day today, Gianna? Tell the people." And we did this. And so I was texting her today and I was like, because yesterday I went back into my notebook when it came through and I was like, oh my God, that's why that was what Toilet Talk was back then.
Oh my God, that's
Like
so
it
cute.
was something so silly, right? And just so that, but those things we don't realize how it carries forward, or what it really was supposed to be in this whole thing of where I'm using the pun of letting shit go instead of just saying letting go, because that's my style, right?
Yeah.
And where I was just calling it my newsletter and the anchor. And then I was like, I had written it one other day because this notebook is now filled from the last 2 months back to back of constant business stuff. And I
Uh-huh.
was looking for something else. And all of a sudden, next to newsletter, it said toilet talk. And I was like,
Light bulb.
oh my God, yes. So go sign up for my newsletter, please, because Friday will be the first one that I write and that I send out. And I just want to thank you again, Krystal, for showing up tonight, being your true, authentic self and being vulnerable. And I love you so much. And your smile sends so much love and just good feelings out to the world. I know every time I see it, I love it.
Thank
So
you. I
love you.
appreciate that. You're such a great supporter, um, as well. So encouraging, and I really appreciate that a lot too.
You're welcome. I love you. I love everybody. Everybody have a great night. And we will talk to you soon. Bye.